Hey folks, this is Vince with Dan's Gaming Addiction, and welcome back to another episode of Capitalism Lab. So, in the last video, we looked at one of the DLCs. I believe it was the Service Industry DLC. Well, tonight I've been messing around with the Digital Age DLC. Now, I'm not an expert on it, but I wanted to show you around a little bit and get you kind of hooked on this, because I gotta say, this game keeps peeling back layers for me, and the more I learn, just the more addicted I get. So let's go ahead and jump into this real quick. I have several videos out there already that go over the very, very basics of the game. But yeah, today we're going to look at this particular DLC. If you haven't already, feel free to check out those other videos too. So we're going to click on New Game, and we're going to go to Custom Game. And by the way, all of these DLCs, the Subsidiary DLC, City Economic Simulation DLC, and so on, those are available on the official website. So you can buy like the core game if you want, or you can buy some package deals. I'll put a link in the below description for you so that you can check out the different deals for yourself and possibly buy the game and some of the DLCs. Now, the Digital Age DLC, whenever you enable it, you'll be able to access this little control panel whenever you're setting up your game. You can set up a couple of things like the Software Revenue Index and the Internet Revenue Index. This simply means that any money that's generated by these particular companies will be increased or decreased by the slider here. So at 100, everything's normal. But if you put it higher than 100, then these companies typically earn more money. So if you want an easier time, maybe go ahead and increase that. That way, if you're like, if you know you're going to go internet, bump that up to give yourself an advantage. But keep in mind, other companies will be able to reap the benefits of that too. There's also, like, you can turn e-commerce on or off. Pretty much that allows you to sell products digitally, which we'll kind of go over as well. There's some other options as well, like, will AI acquire private companies, talent systems, max e-commerce shares, that kind of thing. I'm going to just let you discover most of this on your own. We're going to jump right into it because we have a lot of ground to cover. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Digital Age goals, even though I probably aren't going to actually complete any of them because I'm going to be focused more on showing you around. So with this particular DLC, if you go in the upper left-hand corner to the build menu, and then there's a Digital Age in red. This is the new stuff. But even though there's only 3 buttons, there's a lot of stuff. I'm not going to be able to show all of it to you because, time is limited. But we're going to set up a couple of things. Okay? Now, before we even do that, I'm going to hit F1 and bring up the manufacturer's guide, because this is where I always go to figure out what things I want to produce next. Of course, I always let time pass a little bit, then I pause it again, just to sort of let the import exports catch up, because it's not populated right away when you start a game. But if you click on software, you'll see some new stuff. A lot of new stuff. There's computer OS, there's 3D modeling software, there's animation software, antivirus, CAD software, sound editor, music composer. Now, some of these you have the ability to start producing right away. If you look off to the right-hand side, it says like overall product tech 30. Your tech is 30, and the highest is 100. So in order for you to start producing a particular thing, you have to first have the technology to do it. This is like the stepping stones for all of this. So for example, spreadsheet software. Spreadsheet tech is needed to produce this. And I need 20 spreadsheet tech to even get started. Same with Office features. I need Office features in order to produce spreadsheet software, and I need 10 of that tech to do it. So let's go ahead and get that set up so that you can kind of see. We're going to go for spreadsheets because, who doesn't like a good spreadsheet, right? Now you could do word processors too, but I can do much more in quote unquote Excel than Word. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on Digital Age, and let's go ahead and start a software company. We'll go ahead and do that. And this is a new structure. It takes some time to get used to this. Now, when you double click on a unit like this, you can choose advertising, product management, project programming, or tech programming. So the way you want to set this up, you want to have one project management and one project programming sort of linked together, and then the rest tech. That's how I set mine up anyway. So we'll do project management, and then I'll do project programming there, and then I'll set up some tech ones right below it. So I bear with me. This may seem a little confusing at first, but we're going to go ahead and set it up like this. We're going to link these two together, manage and program, and then we're going to link these texts together and these texts together. Now, I mentioned earlier that we needed two things to get started with the whole spreadsheet thing, right? We needed a couple of things. Now, there's this button down here that says Hire. We're going to go ahead and click that Hire button. And we're going to go down the technology list, and we're going to find the ones that we needed. We needed spreadsheet tech. I know we needed spreadsheet tech. So we're going to highlight that. And then off to the right, we're going to choose our team lead. So I'm just going to pick, I guess, the top one, Williard Lyons here. We'll go ahead and do that. And it looks like these two filled in automatically. I still haven't figured out why sometimes 2 gets filled in instead of 1. Like, I don't know why that is. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm going to try and fill in the other one here. Spreadsheet tech, we'll go Eva Davidson there. Okay. And then down below, we'll go ahead and get the office one set up. So office features there, go ahead and hire them. And then we'll do office features again, Lawrence Luna. So now we've got manage and program, and now we've got these techs. And we're going to start the R&D process. We're going to click on spreadsheet tech, start R&D. And this is similar to our R&D buildings that we've built in prior videos. I guess we'll do it once a year and we'll gain 8, or maybe we'll get a better return if we do 2 years, huh? So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll do the same thing down here with office features. We'll do 2 years there. And it looks like, yeah, some of these, let's go ahead and start R&D on that. We'll do 2 years, start R&D 2 years. What I like to do is, again, sometimes it gets finicky for me. I click on each one to make sure there's no start R&D button there. Okay, so we've got that. And if we leave them go, they will just sort of research those things for us. We can't actually start producing anything because we don't have the technology yet. We don't have it. We can hire a team lead, but I'm going to wait on that until we actually have the technology to produce it. Otherwise, that money's kind of burning a hole in our pocket. So we're going to let that sit for a minute, and we're going to start funding things. We're going to create something else while this is sitting here. Now, time isn't going right now, and that's on purpose, but we're going to create something else. We're going to go to Digital Age again, and we're going to go to Internet Company. We're going to set up something else. So instead of having just spreadsheets, we're going to sell our very own web business service. So let's go to Set Web Business Type, and we can do a search engine. We can do social networking. We can do video on demand. We can do a hotel booking site or a car rental booking site if we want to. I'm going to do video on demand. So we're going to have our own little, I don't know, Netflix, Hulu thing going. Okay. And we're going to click OK. And we need a couple of things to really make a dent here as well. If you look under technology, it says video storage system and video streaming. So this is technology that we need in order to get this started. It even says here, this internet company does not have the required technology to start operation yet. Build an R&D center and set up tech R&D units to research the required tech. So we need an R&D for video storage system and video streaming. So we're going to go to the build menu, R&D center. We're going to build it right next door, and we'll go ahead and set that up. So we'll do like a 3-unit size. You'll note that with this new DLC, there's now both a product R&D and a tech R&D. You're going to see that now with this particular DLC. I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to do the same thing here, set up a 3-man team there. I hate when the game does that. Just, I want it straight across. So let's go ahead and go none, and then we'll undo that, and then we'll do a tech there and link that. Okay. So we've got that going. I'm going to go ahead and set up the, I'm going to hire, we'll go with the video storage system, I think was one of them, right? And then this one is, yep, video storage system. Guess we'll got that person there. Yep, so now we've got video storage, video storage, video storage. We'll start the R&D for 2 years on that. Same thing here. We want to set up video streaming. That was the other thing we needed. We'll hire them, and we'll set up a team lead over there for that unit, and start R&D 2 years. Start R&D 2 years. And again, I like to click on each unit just to make sure, because sometimes I forget and they're sitting there doing nothing. I'm going to go ahead and up their training a little bit there. Yep, they all say like they're doing something. It says terminate R&D. That means they're doing something, right? So now we're going to be researching this video storage and video streaming. Once we do that enough, we'll see that we'll start producing this video streaming service thing. So I'm going to just let time pass. Now, in the meantime, we are also researching this spreadsheet tech, and we're researching this office features. So we're not ready to even sell anything yet. Our money is going to take a dive for a bit until we actually get these companies up and running. I'm going to hit the fast forward button just to get this going. Okay. Now, I think a couple of years have passed. Let's go ahead and check this. Yeah, R&D is now 20. The spreadsheet is now 20. Yep, okay, so we'll ignore all of that. All right, now let's see where we're at with this company. If we go to revenue, okay, it still says 0, so that means nothing's really happening there. Now that we've got a video storage system of 21 and a video streaming of 20, we actually see up here my website 001.com, and there's, instead of us getting like an error message saying that nothing's happening yet, there's actually something happening. It says quality times 70% and tech times 30%. Now, this content quality is 70% of the rating, which means that we want to put a lot of money into this. I don't want to do too much, then go bankrupt in the process. We'll do maybe half for right now, then we'll bump it up later. But we really want to get our quality up there so that we can get a lot of sales. So we'll come back to this spreadsheet thing over here in a little bit. We're still in the process of researching that, although I do believe that we are like improving on our skill level. But again, I don't want to do two things at the same time. Let's focus on this internet thing. I'm going to let time pass a little bit. You'll see the content quality is now going up because I'm now funding this budget here. And you'll also see down below, now it says 42, 41, 41. That is our R&D center pumping out that technology for us and making that go higher. So we should hopefully start seeing some revenue soon. I'm going to go ahead and link some media now as well, just to get some more much needed advertising boost. So just select that. We'll do, say, 100,000 a month. Sure, we'll do that. And then we'll go back to operation. We'll hit fast forward. And hopefully we'll start seeing a profit. We're down to 20 million down there. But if you note down here, our little green bars are starting to show up. That means we're actually making a profit now. Let's go back to revenue. Yes, monthly subscription fees, 1.5 million. Let's just let time pass again. 2 million, 2.4 million. So just this internet stuff alone, we sunk about, I don't know, 80 million into this whole thing. We're now finally starting to see a return, and now we're starting to make money again. So this particular internet service thing does need some time to kick in, but once it does, it's pretty profitable. And we can even afford to maybe bump this up in a little bit. I'm going to let this video storage system and video streaming tech increase more over time, and then I'll come back to it. So now that we've got a steady stream of income, let's now head back to this whole spreadsheet thing that I was working on earlier. Just to refresh, we set up this spreadsheet tech and this office features here. And yeah, our original tech is now, it says 60. So we should now be able to start producing this. I'm going to start hiring a team lead for that and a program. There we go, program lead. And if we click on manage, we're going to click on new software product. Now, if you check down below, it says spreadsheet software checkmark. That means enough time has passed. We've researched the spreadsheet software text needed in order to make this possible. We're going to click OK. And which operating system will you develop for? So I guess this is the only one in existence right now. I have not tried to make my own or anything like that yet. Again, there's much more to this than what you'll see in this particular video. I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. We'll name it DGA spreadsheet just so I can pick it out easily enough. Now, just because we're making this does not mean we're actually selling anything yet. We actually have to sell this spreadsheet software. And there's two ways to do it. We can either sell it in a store or we can open up like an e-commerce thing and sell it digitally. But the game recommends that you do both because the e-commerce will not kick in right away. So we're going to go ahead and show you both. I'm going to let time pass a little bit to get a little extra money. Down below, we're up to like 50 million. That internet thing is doing wonders for me. But we're going to set up a store first to sell this. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to set up a store somewhere, and it's going to be an electronics store. So retail store, we'll do an electronics because it does sell software. We could do a department store as well. I just like the electronics thing. And where are we going to put it? I mean, we want to put it somewhere central if we can. Maybe up here. It seems to be pretty heavily populated. We'll go ahead and put that up there. And we're going to add a product, and we're going to sort by DGA Inc. And, well, yeah, or try to. We may not have enough. Let's go ahead and let time pass first before we do that. Oh, we need a factory. I'm jumping the gun. My bad. We need a factory. We're producing the software. We have not produced the thing, the physical part yet. That's why I can't sell anything yet. That's why. We'll keep that store up there for right now. Let's go to factory first. I completely forgot. We'll do a small factory, and we'll put that right next door here. And you'll note that there's two buttons, a product firm or digital like software products. So we'll do software products. There's my DGA spreadsheet. We'll click OK. And it's going to take a minute to sort of populate. There it goes. And now we're producing this. Our quality is 81 from the looks of it. Overall rating is 75. It's not great. Time has been passing slowly, so, you know, that'll go up over time as we start researching more things. But now that I'm producing this, now we can go back up to our store, which was up there, and add it to my... There it is. So DGA spreadsheet version 2, you're going to have to update that every now and again. But I believe the game automatically has it set to auto so that you don't have to keep like updating it. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, it now says spreadsheet up there, purchase, sales. So yeah, now we're working on that. Now we could set up advertising if we wanted to. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to bother doing that. My goal is just to sort of get you honed in on this particular DLC and what it's capable of doing. So in theory, we should now be selling these products. Okay, that's the physical product. But you're wondering, okay, now how do I sell it digitally? So let's set up an e-commerce building. We'll go to Digital Age again, go to Internet Company, and we'll put that nearby. We're going to set up a web business type and then go to e-commerce. That'll allow us to sell products digitally. We're going to click OK. And you'll see that the technology required here is e-commerce core and e-commerce UI. We have enough to get started, but it would behoove me to do some more research into these two things. So if we go to our We can make another one. I think we're making enough money. Let's go ahead and put down another R&D center. I'll put that there. I think that's what I need. Let me double check. Yeah, there we go. E-commerce core, e-commerce UI. We're going to go ahead and do that one there. We're going to do, I want to say 3. We'll do 3 for the e-commerce core and 3 for the e-commerce UI. Let's set up 2. Nice. Okay, it did it that. I like it when it goes straight across. It's just a preference of mine. Okay. And we'll set up 2 there. No, not product. We'll do tech and tech and tech. Get these, all 3 of those together. We'll hire someone for e-commerce UI. And then same thing here, e-commerce UI. So these 3 things are linked. These 3 things are linked. Don't forget to check this, the R&D, the start R&D button. We'll do every 2 years or so. Great. And again, we'll check on each unit in a minute to make sure they're doing their thing. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. I think I switched cities. There we go. Let's go back to that one. Yep. And that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, so now they're all producing, and that will just better my e-commerce over time. For right now, we're going to pump some features into this. Features quality is 40%, tech is 60%. So it's still worth it to up this features quality section over here, I think. Okay, so I guess with that being said, now we want to start selling this thing from an e-commerce standpoint. If I go to factory, now that I've got e-commerce set up, an extra thing will appear down here in the very bottom of this window. It says e-commerce. I'm going to click the check mark. This makes this appear. E-commerce price $75. So now I have the ability to sell digitally as well. Just for fun, I'm going to up that to 80. And yeah, the factory's there. Let's go to the store as well. And we'll bump that up to 80. Demand is actually quite high for this. So yeah, actually this is selling for 100 if I'm reading that right. Okay, maybe I should up the e-commerce one as well. Yeah, that's actually doing really well. Yeah, we'll probably make a lot of money from that. Okay, let's go back to our factory. The e-commerce price, we'll bump that up to... The demand for it is lower than the physical copy, but, you know, over time, as we do the research, we'll see some growth there. So, long story short, I mean, it's now been roughly 20-25 minutes, so this is a good time to stop the video. But just to sort of recap what we've done, we've created an internet company that is, over time, improving its technology. It's improving its content development via this budget slider here. And we're just making some money off that, which is great. So what we needed for that was this internet company building and this R&D center so we can get that video storage and video streaming. But again, if you pick a different thing, you'll need different things to be researched here. And then over here, we did a couple of things. We created a spreadsheet. Like we programmed, we're making the spreadsheet on our computer. We're designing the program, the software rather. And at the factory, we're now producing that. And we're selling it now in 2 places. We're selling it via an e-commerce internet company there. And we're also selling it at retail through the company which is up here. So again, I'm sure this was not the most efficient setup. I could have done some other things as well, you know, set up my own CEO and, you know, set up other advertising stuff. But again, the purpose of this video was to show you as much of the new content as I possibly could. I didn't even get into telecom yet, but that's a very expensive endeavor. You need what, 200 million just to get started on that. So you need some cash. Luckily, we're at 160 million right now. So you can see how lucrative these will end up being over time. So there you go, folks. I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable. I have really enjoyed diving into this. And again, the learning curve is there for sure. But if you take the time to learn it, there are some helpful guides and scenarios that you can play to kind of get you, I don't know, you can kind of get used to it, or at least get a feel of what you're supposed to do, which is super helpful. And I really encourage you guys to also adjust the sliders, the difficulty sliders, when setting up your game, so that you don't have as much competition. That way you don't get tanked right in the beginning of the game. So I love that. And look, these are all the different digital like software programs that other companies are making that you'll be competing with. 3D modeling, database, this is all cool. So this is just part of that one DLC. So like I said, go check out Capitalism Lab. I'll put a link for you in the below description. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.